sleep or core sleep, your REM sleep, and your deep sleep. It's also going to tell you when you maybe should move more, when your stress is up, when your heart rate is up. You get a lot of information here that pertains to things like chronic high blood pressure or hypertension that helps you, as you can see here, an alert that might say, hey, your breathing shows signs of possible sleep apnea. Here are things that this watch have reported. Here are the things that you might want to look out for. A lot of different reminders that are functionally great. But the biggest myth I want to bust here is that an Apple Watch is a completely passive system. I have nothing against them. They are very functional and provide a lot of good data, especially during the day. But an Apple Watch, if you wear it while you're sleeping, is just going to watch you sleep in a totally non-creepy, non-sparkly vampire way and give you a report card in the morning that tells you how you slept. It's going to tell you things like this right here. Possible sleep apnea. Your breathing shows signs of possible sleep apnea, right? It's going to just give you those indicators. It's going to give you this sleep score that you see here, indicating your sleep quality, how frequently you go to bed at the same time, how frequently you wake up at the same time, how much time you spend in those 3 respective cycles while you sleep, and how much snoring you did. Now, a lot of users wear their watch all day, but at some point, you're going to have to charge it. Sure, some of the newer models might stay good for 24 hours, but even then, you still have to charge it at some point, which means at some point, you are taking it off. Most people take it off when they go to bed and they charge it. Maybe they only intend to charge it for a little bit before bed and then still wear it while they sleep. But in my experience, I would prefer having it charge at night and wear it during the day because I want those reminders and indicators for my daily physical health, like getting up and moving or high stress during the day, especially if maybe I'm in traffic and I need to focus on some calming techniques. So at some point, you're going to have to charge it, and that can disrupt regular sleep data collection. And also, wearing it at night, kind of uncomfortable, at least in my experience. I mean, maybe you're someone who wants to sleep completely naked of tech or naked, no judgment. Either way, having that on your wrist can be somewhat disruptive. No matter how lightweight the fabric band is or that silicone, you're still wearing a rigid piece of glass with metal and a battery in there, and that can be disruptive. So I'm now turning to the 8 Sleep Pod. So how does the Pod 5 kind of shift this paradigm for you? Well, with this, you get embedded, invisible, clinical grade sensor networks that are actually built into that cover that you have right here on your mattress. So you're not going to feel it, just the same as you're not going to feel all of those invisible little tubes that are built into this mattress cover, or this blanket right here. So between those two, it's a 1-inch thick cover, right? I'm laying on that and I'm not feeling a thing. I'm not feeling a piece of metal or plastic or fabric on my wrist, and it's tracking everything automatically. I also don't have to charge it. So there's no point at which I go, oh no, I didn't charge my bed. I guess I'm not getting that data tonight, right? It's going to charge automatically. It's going to just be plugged in and ready to go. Unlike the passive system that Apple Watch provides. And again, love the Apple Watch for what it is, but it is a passive system, just important to remember. 8 Sleep is an active system. So that means it's not only going to track things like your resting heart rate or your respiratory rate or your heart rate variability or your snoring or that of your partner. It's going to, of course, flag immediate changes, just like you saw over here with the Apple Watch, flagging things like snoring, or sleep apnea, but it's going to make active changes while you're sleeping, right? All of these components work together, the hub, the base, the blanket, and as you're sleeping and you transition into different cycles, light, REM, deep sleep, it's going to change the temperature as your body temperature changes. So all of that actually plays a big role in keeping respiratory rates and heart rate variability where they all should be respectively. Because if you're overheating, for example, your body's going to work a lot harder. Your heart's going to pump a lot more because you have to get that blood flow. You have to get that warmth throughout the muscles. But if your bed keeps you cooler by automatically tracking that and then making adjustments, none of that has to work as hard. Your respiratory rate isn't going to spike because you're overheating, your blood pressure isn't going to spike, and you're going to get a better sleep score and better sleep quality. Makes those adjustments for snoring. Another thing that can help keep your figures where you want them. Now, in the end, I want to point out that these are two very different systems, functionally, right? You have to remember that 8 Sleep is an active system. And if you don't want to wear tech to bed, if one of your biggest issues is this temperature problem where you can't get good regulation, this is going to be a great solution for you. That said, the Apple Watch is still something you can choose to wear, or at the very least use during the day. You get data either way, but you will get different data with either system. They both provide things like preventative health flags, kind of indicating, hey, these are the stats we saw, these might be a problem later on, it could be all of these issues, maybe talk to a doctor, maybe drink a smoothie, go for a walk. If you already own an Apple Watch, then definitely stick with it. There's no point in tossing out something that's functionally just fine. If you don't own an Apple Watch, and you aren't looking for those reminders during the day, then 8 Sleep is really all you're going to need for comprehensive data collection and real-time active adjustments to your sleep quality. Well, that's it for me today, and I hope that you all have learned something about which of these might work better for you if you don't have either, and which ones you want to keep around if you have both. So here at the Sleep Circle, we are all about better quality sleep, one night at a time. Subscribe to the Sleep Circle and sweet dreams.